You ain't been in love until you feel like you gonna throw up and shit at the same time.
I don't know about that.
Bro, like, you ain't had your heart broken if you ain't ready to puke and shit at the same time.
Well, what they do to you?
Like that feeling, you're like, it's like this, like, it's like you can't breathe or something.
Like, yes, sir. Back at it again. Back at it like a crack addict. Drunk Tours podcast in the building. It's your boy Yates from Atlanta, aka Wakanda.
And I'm your other host, Jerell from Rose City. You know, it's good.
Rose City, man. What we talking about today, man?
Today we talking about how do you deal with heartbreak?
You said that like you ready to talk. You said
I ain't
like
ready to talk about this.
You said that like you ready to talk about it.
It's just a real ass conversation. You know what I mean? Like, you want to go first?
Nope. I want to hear your heartbreak story, my boy. How do you wait? Let's be serious.
Let me take my sip.
Hey man, to heartbreak, it happens, man. To coming back, shaking back. How do you deal with it? Like, what's your process to shaking back to like, all right.
Well, first, before I feel like I throw up by heart, you know what I mean? After I get that feeling out my system, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. You ain't been in love until you feel like you gonna throw up and shit at the same time.
I don't know about that.
Bro, like, you ain't had your heart broken if you ain't ready to puke and shit at the same time.
Well, what they do to you?
Like that feeling, you're like, it's like this, like, it's like you can't breathe or something.
Like it's from a movie.
Nah, that's how that shit be though. Like if you actually fucking with somebody and then like,
I don't think I ever felt it like that before.
And then like, you know, I mean I have, you know, maybe that just comes with how much you invest in, like you said, how much you invest in yourself into a person. But you know, I feel like after that feeling of like, you know, just feeling like super sick.
So wait, what got you to that point where it was like you put it all in? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't think I really have a point where I went all in and like when I started liking somebody, I think it was always like, I feel like it was something that would sneak up on me. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where you don't, like they say, you don't realize how much you miss something till it's gone or whatever, or want love something till it's gone or whatever. So I feel like it's one of those things, you know, when you, like how we talking about previous episodes, like talking every day, just doing the type of things like that, you know, that lovers do, like having sex, like sharing these moments, sharing memories. You know, sharing laughs, jokes, all that type of stuff. Like when you do that at a consistent level, like you don't maybe notice like right away, like how much like you depend on this person. Like
they become a part of you.
Yeah, they do. And people, I feel like people underestimate just that feeling of becoming one and becoming whole. So once you like are like your partner leaves you, it's like that's how people dudes be saying like, baby, I ain't whole without you, like for real, because you like you done took like a leg of the chair, you know what I'm saying, or like of a table, you know what I mean, in the sense of not even just obviously the you know, the tangible things that they can bring, but just that feeling, like, you know, you naturally, even though you're not supposed to look from happiness from somebody else, but naturally after being around that person, you look for that person to lean on and keep you up. So, you know, I feel like once I've like, you know, it's probably like some break. So it'd probably be something like we was consistent for some time or something like that. And then we broke up and it's to the point to where it's kind of like not, you know, in the beginning you're like, okay, we can kind of do this. And then you start trying to be friends and you realize that you can't even be friends no more. Cause you like, man, what I look like just being friends? Like you just broke my heart. Like I can't be your friend. Like I only know one speed with you. Like I don't know how to just be cool with you without being romantic or being how I was. So I feel like I go into that period where you just get blocked on everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm a blocker. Hey, girls be like, niggas, bitches, hey, whatever. You fucking with me? Hey, you getting blocked off everything. Not because I'm worried, not because, it's because I feel like from my own thing, it's for me, so I just don't reach out. Cause it's like, cause it kind of keeps me from feeling like I'm hurting myself, getting to the point where like, I know this ain't going nowhere, but I keep trying to keep this open. So I feel like that's like a way for me to like, almost like get it out of my mind. So first I feel like I go through the toxic phase in the beginning where I'm like, I'm blocking. I'm like, man, I'm in these streets, man, fuck these hoes, blah, 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 blah. You start kind of getting that cold. Then you sit down, you start thinking like, damn, like obviously she's not a hoe. Obviously, you know, she's solid, but you know, so I don't know, man. I think you just go through that period where you just don't want to talk to, you know, you probably don't date. I think I really don't, like, I think once I get my heart broke, I don't really, like, want to be around any other women. Like, I'm not really, like, in that mood to, like, like, let me just go have sex and try to get it out my system. Like, I'm like, at that point, I'm just like, a girl texts me and I just be like, what the fuck you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? I turn into that. And then I feel like I just go away from a minute, like in that mode. And
so what happened when you were away to like shake back then?
I think, I'm still living my normal life, you know what I mean? As far as like, it's not like I fucking start eating and gaining weight and stuff like that. Like, I'm still gonna go to the gym, I'm still gonna get money, I'm still gonna do whatever I do. But like, it's just, I'm just not gonna be probably dating nobody, you know what I mean? I'm probably not gonna be, you know, just like, just being flirty how I would be if I was normally single, you know what I mean? Just talking and seeing what's out there. But once I do get to that point of that realization, I'm like, I feel like I just start having to look at myself and be like, hey, like, I don't like how we said with the emotion thing. I sat in it. I felt the heartbreak. I felt the pain. Now what's next is I can't sit here and just pity myself because somebody don't want me. Like, what do I look like crying over somebody who don't want me? I'm the shit, you know what I mean? You really stupid. Like, and then I kind of get into that mode and I'm just like, I can have whoever I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then instantly I'm just like, you want enough from me actually. Then I just become like, there you go. And then I just start getting like, man, that's why your motherfucking leg was a little longer than the other one. That's why your feet weren't as cute as my last chick. Like, I just feel like I just kind of rip them a little bit. I mean, I don't ever go say that, but I feel like I kind of psych myself into like just helping myself point out the things why it shouldn't have worked, or good things why it didn't work, or things that was lacking anyway. And I feel like that helps me get back to that balance. Like, this person just wasn't a fit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's, you know, then obviously.
Okay, so in what you're describing, you feel the heartbreak, right?
Yep.
You isolate yourself to a degree for your own peace of mind.
Yeah, socially.
Yeah. Then you block them so you can no longer have.
That's first.
Access. Okay, so first thing you do is block them so you no longer have access. Isolate yourself socially so you can get back to the place where you remember you're the prize in what you were just describing. Like, yeah, you got this going on, you got this. I was too good for you. Then what happens?
I think that's when I kind of get back to. I don't think I get back into trying to find a new partner. I think I kind of just. I think at that point I'm kind of like, I won't say my whole phase, but I would just be a little slower to dating people, just so I don't have to possibly go through that feeling again. Because I feel like at one point I would imagine like the reason I feel like this is because I invested too much in something I shouldn't have invested in. You know what I'm saying? So every time that happens, it gives me more of a realization, like not to lead with so much. You know what I'm saying? So now I think after that I would, you know, casually start dating again. And I'll probably be slow to like locking in with somebody. And then at that point, the next person I would lock in with, I would just, you know, probably carry that feeling into the next thing, as far as like what really made me feel that way, or how did it lead up to us not working, so I can make sure that I don't put myself in that same type of situation again, or at least like so where it doesn't hit as hard at what point. But obviously, like, it's love, but you can't ever control like how hard it really.
You think you're afraid of love?
No,
not
at all. I just think I'm careful with it because I know how it makes me feel. Like, I'm super like, if I love a girl, like I kill for you, I steal for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff that women say they really want, I'll give you that. Like, if I'm in love with you.
So why you think it don't be working?
What, love?
Yeah.
I just don't think love hasn't worked for me. I won't say love hasn't worked for me. I just think that some of my love lives just had time limits on them that was just shorter than others, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody gets their heart broken sometimes, like.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like mine ain't no different than anybody else's.
No, for sure.
But like,
I'm just wondering, what tends to be the determining factor of, you know what, this isn't gonna work. You get what I'm saying? I just think when we both just, I don't know, I just feel like the consistency. I feel like when the energy's not moving and flowing the same way, you know, I feel like in the beginning, like, this person makes you feel a certain way, they doing certain things. I don't know, I'm real observant, so I pay attention to patterns. Like, if a girl's texting me every day for months, years, and we together, or checking in with me, oh babe, I'm leaving the work to go to lunch, blah blah blah, I'm doing this, and she's keeping up with me, updates, she letting me know about her day, she's involving me with things she's thinking about. Like, and then all of a sudden she's like not doing that as much. Like, I know it's not just, oh well, you know, I'm just having an off week, or okay, maybe that week or something happened, but once I start seeing that pattern or something like that, it's kind of like well, you're clearly not into me as much as you were, you know what I mean? So I feel like something like that you would notice would be one of the things I would notice, like, this isn't working. Or like, we arguing too much, like opinions are too strong. It just seems like we just arguing all the damn time. I feel like that would be a sign. But I feel like something like that you see a little sooner, if your opinions are pretty strong against each other. Like, if you don't really realize that soon, it's probably because y'all haven't been talking about nothing deep, like, in the beginning.
Not talk about anything deep?
No, I don't think I have a problem getting my point across in relationships about, like, my fears and the things I don't like.
Your fears?
Yeah, it's fears as far as relationships. Like, like, obviously investing all this damn time and it don't work for one, like, right. Which is the main thing. Being stuck with somebody.
Stuck?
Yeah, being stuck. Like, being in a situation where, like, I won't even say stuck, but in a position where it's harder to maneuver out of. Like, sometimes you may meet dudes, I'm sure women meet dudes or dudes meet women, or we see somebody's like, okay, they have like a baby daddy, or they have like whatever, baby mama, and you like this person, but you guys kind of talk, and it's kind of like their situation with like their partners, like, oh, I don't love this person, and we live in separate houses, or we together, we don't, we this and that. Like, I always want to make sure, like, I'm not in that situation to where I'm like, feel like I'm with somebody because I have to be, or because it's best for my kid, or like because financially I'm fucked up and I need this person, depending on them. Like, I feel like that, and I wouldn't even say it necessarily it's a fear, but it's just a space that I know I don't want to be in. It's not like I'm scared to get in a relationship because I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to live and depend on this girl, because I don't think like I'm gonna need to live off a woman. You know what I mean? But like, it's just something a lifestyle that can't happen when you get in relationships. Like, it's harder to just, you get the feelings involved, and let's just start overrunning lives. Now you got yourself in a situation. Now you're like, damn, this is my life now, and there's, and I don't want it to be that the case for me. Like, I like to be able to, if the shit's not going right.
It sounds like you always have an exit plan.
Yeah, I would think so.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
Because I don't anticipate on shit to work all the time.
You don't anticipate it to work?
No, because I don't think in life, I don't think anything can be calculated.
Like, can't be calculated.
Nah, I think life has a constant amount of variables that happen all the time that you can't control. So by you even to think that it's only going to work out a one particular way, it's almost childish to believe that life can be like that.
Childish.
Yeah, because it's not realistic. Because I feel like at one point you have to grow up and realize that shit in life happens. I'm not saying like don't save up to buy the house that you want, because you might not be able to buy a house. Like, but I'm saying like you shouldn't just save up to buy a house and think that this specific house or this specific place is going to be like this is going to be 100% it. Like, you can't be like all in. It's just not realistic. Like, I feel like you have to think like, okay, if I don't get this house, would I be okay with this house, or would I be okay with a lifestyle living here or there? And I think people, I don't know, I think that's realistic to me, so I think that's why I kind of have exes of stuff, because you have to.
It sounds like commitment is hard.
I won't say it's hard, but I just would say I'm just not in a rush to be in it.
Not in a rush.
Not in a rush. I don't think it's hard. I think I don't want to be in a rush. And I think the only commitment we really talking about commitment in relationship, because we're not talking about commitment in things, because I'm committed to things I enjoy doing, but clearly, but love though, like, I feel like commitment, it's like, because first of all, most women gonna want you to be, they're gonna want you to be faithful. You know what I mean? They're gonna want you to be all for them. So I think like, okay, this woman wants me to be all for her. She wants me to, provide for her, like provide security for her, discomfort, all this type of stuff. Like, I need to be sure that this is the right person I'm doing all this for. So I'm not about to be doing all this and then feel like it's not being reciprocated, and I have all these other options around that I could be like basically like seeking. I don't even say seeking, but like getting to know or interviewing to see if they're a better match for me, and that's like why I would say I'm slow to commitment, because it's like I'm not trying to get with somebody and then now I'm like, damn, I got stuck with this, you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like you're afraid of not getting the premium.
Yeah, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I'm scared I'm gonna get motherfucking mid instead of exotic.
Has that happened before?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever settled.
So where do you think the fear, where's the genesis of this fear?
I don't know, like overthinking. To be real, I don't think I've ever actually got, or I think I would probably say it would probably stem from, I don't think I've actually, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't have nothing to do with it, but I will say this maybe have some type of relevance, but I don't think I've actually dated and got a woman who I was like, I really want her. Like hella bad. Like, maybe one, or maybe that actually worked, I would say, for a little bit. Majority of the ones I really wanted, it worked for a shorter period, and it doesn't work. So I think like after that, it was kind of like, maybe that has something to do with maybe like, oh, okay, well, I'm used to like having the ones I want don't last, and the ones I don't want were the ones that want commitment or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna sound like an inconsiderate asshole who's not.
Nah, let's hear it. You already know how I know you think.
And
This man got me over here on Dr. Phil.
We're having a real conversation, but it sounds like you're afraid to deal with somebody where you're gonna have to seriously commit.
You say I have. Let's say that again.
It sounds like. I see you like, hey, come on, say it.
I'm just trying to let it resonate.
But seriously, it sounds like you're dealing with people where you can always exit if you want. Like, it's easy not to commit. Not like the girl you really want, like you said.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would think that's more so the majority. Like, I'm not gonna say they don't ever come around, but I think so. That's probably
okay. So that's interesting. Since they come around, why don't you pursue it with the ones I
really want? I don't think it's the lack of pursuing. I just don't think it's the. I just don't think the
why
energy.
Why does it turn into a commitment?
I think just because the energy is not reciprocated, and I stop pursuing, because I'm not about to seek. I mean, of course, if I'm hella into a girl and she's like, oh, I'm going through, some trust issues or past breakups, and it's hard for me to commit. I don't really want to do this type of thing, and I'm like, yeah, but I fuck with you hella heavy. Like, I'll take time to learn that with you, go through that with you. Like, I'll put every effort into showing you that whatever you going through, I support it, and I'm right here because I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And then some of them still just be like, nah, I just don't. And I'll just be like, well, then you don't like me then, probably. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it comes down to. I just don't think the ones that I really wanted probably just didn't like me back the same. And I think that's where it's like, and I'll just be like, okay. But I mean, that's life though. You know what I mean? That's just dating. But
so when you experience that, when you get to that place where the power dynamic is a little off, where it's like you're more into them than they are to you, and maybe they've even, like you just said, communicated in a way like, I need time, and you say like, I'm willing to wait or whatever, but it doesn't happen as quick as you want, you just like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to, because I look like a sucker if I don't. Like, what am I over here looking at? Like, I ain't no damn maybe, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no, like someone told me about the fuck yes.
Do you think you usually...
You gotta be, if I say you wanna fuck with me, you better be like, hell yeah, I wanna fuck with you.
No, for sure.
If you don't feel that way about me, I shouldn't fuck with you.
I completely understand, and I agree. But the only place where it's dangerous is if you're not dealing with the problem, right? So let's say if they say like, I want to commit or I want to get super serious, but I have trust issues. And rather than saying, okay, what are the issues? Okay, let's deal directly with those specifically. If you're just like, well, if you don't trust me, you don't like me, I'm out. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, anything serious that is like real always takes work. Always. It's never like this TV shit where it flows into perfection. Like,
yeah, that's
it's gonna be work. nobody meets and they're perfect for each other. Like you'll be perfect in majority of the ways that are important to you too. That's why you'll be like, okay, this is worth it because on all of these core principles that I care about, we match up perfectly. Now in these areas that aren't that important, we have issues. It's worth working through these issues. Now if one of these core principles have issues, it might not be worth it. That's when you like, all right, boom, you ain't quite check all the boxes for me, I'm out. Right. But if they check all the boxes, but y'all are arguing about, let's say, like you said, trust, and doesn't fall in, it's not like y'all arguing she's disrespectful, she's calling out your name, or she's trying to get you to be physical with her or anything like that.
Right.
And it's something like it's not putting you in a predicament where you're uncomfortable. You got to work through that if you want something real. So it's almost like.
But at what point are you wasting your time? Like, what does it look like when you're wasting your time versus when you're pursuing the efforts of the hard work to get into it?
In my opinion, you're wasting your time when somebody isn't willing to do the work it takes for y'all to work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the energy's not being reciprocated.
See, that's different from not being willing to do the work. Because
what's that look like?
It's first identifying what the work is, and then if they ignore it, then it's easy to walk away. Because it's like, for example, you said trust. Let's say if a girl like, look, if we're pursuing our relationship, right? And she's like, look, I don't trust you. Okay, boom. I'm gonna tell you everybody. These are all the women I'm sleeping with right now. I rock with you heavy enough. If you want to get in a relationship, I'll cut all these girls off and we can figure out what checks and balances we need that you can trust that. Now, if we can talk about it, you say, look, well, I need to be able to look at your phone. All right, cool, boom. What else you need to do? All right, I need to do, all right, cool, boom. Is that everything you need? Cool. If a week later you're doing all those things and the trust issues are still there, now it's like, okay, it's easy for me to leave because you're not going to be satisfied no matter what. We communicated, we talked it through. I gave you everything you asked for. I was honest with you up front, and we still having issues. This isn't worth my time. You're not willing to do the work. I am.
Right.
That's when it's easy to leave. Now, what I see a lot with most people is just like, she got trust issues, so I'm gone. Like, she was tripping. But it's like, you were sleeping with other girls. You know what I mean? Which isn't wrong. Like, especially if y'all not in the, like, that's cool. Yeah. Like, but it's almost like we all have an issue. I feel like we all live in these self-fulfilling prophecies where we say like, man, my issue with relationships is this right here. And you're always going through this cycle of the same thing because you're not dealing with the actual problem. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sure that probably was the case in some of my relationships. Like not, like you said, not identifying what's the actual work that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. But then I also feel like some of them also too was like what you said the second time. Like I was like, yo, like this and that. You know what I mean? And then they're just like, don't do their part, so it's kind of like, well, I mean.
But then it's easy to walk away. There's no hard.
I won't say it's not. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's easier.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what I want.
It's definitely easier.
Because it's like.
Because then at that point you're kind of like, all right, well, obviously, clearly you're not good enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, so why am I tripping? Mm-hmm. But I mean, it still hurts because you're like, damn, I still fuck with this person. I still like this person.
Nah, man. If you know you did everything you were supposed to do to make it work and it don't work, it don't hurt no more.
Man, stop it. That's like saying if you fucking playing a basketball game and you left it all on the court,
it's a lot. It don't hurt like it would have at all. It's not even close to compare.
It's not close to comparison, but if you do all that and you come up short and lose, bro, that shit still hurts that you still lost. What you mean?
Like, if we play and I score 0 points and we lose, it's gonna hurt a lot worse than if I put up 30 and we lose.
But it's not even about you 0 or 30. It's about if you did your best work.
That's what I mean.
Because I mean, if you did your best you could and then you didn't score nothing, you still gonna be fucking pissed off because you're like, nigga, I ain't score shit.
Right.
But I did my best and I ain't even score.
Yeah.
And we got our ass whooped. No.
But I'm saying if you put it all out there, you're like, look, I played as hard as I could. I did my best. I didn't leave anything out there. I know when I go to sleep.
Of course, I can go to sleep. I can go to sleep a man and all that.
Hurt like that when you.
It won't. It won't.
It's gonna hurt because you lost.
It won't, like you said, it won't hurt as much.
Exactly.
And obviously as time goes and you do that, it will make it easier to love because you'll be coming at it with a better insight. Mm-hmm. So to where every time you may be down a little bit less more, which is where I feel like I'm at now, where the disappointment level is just like, kind of expected you to kind of do this.
Do you think that's healthy?
No, but who cares?
You should. It's your life. It's your life, my boy. Hey,
sometimes being fucking healthy.
Crazy.
Sometimes being healthy, man, is just it's subjective.
Okay, let's go there. What do you mean by that?
Like, what is healthy in the sense of mentally? You know what I'm saying? Like, pain's gonna come one way or another. So it's like, if it's I don't know. It's just something that you're just gonna have to deal with. So I think about certain things like in life is like how you say like, hey, is that healthy to think that every woman possibly might be a disappointment? Yeah, maybe. But what do you think is my life is gonna be that much different for me? Better to think that you're not gonna be a disappointment? Like,
I would say yeah. But this is what
subjective.
It is going back to the mental health and it being subjective. I would say, when you ask what is being healthy mentally, I would say it's thriving, right? So win, lose, or draw, like if it work out or not, you're good. Like, not surviving. I think that's a big misconception. Is a lot of people think, hey, long as I'm all right, I'm good. It's like, long as you all right, you all right.
Right.
If you want to be good, you want to be good.
But I look at it as like, in the sense of that, it's like getting hit with two different type of whips. It's like
one thicker.
But if it's slightly different, is it really gonna tell that you're getting your ass?
Yes, when you get whipped, I'm sure you gonna notice the difference.
I'm saying
you gonna be looking like, this is a thinner whip.
But I'm saying, if you was a slave and motherfucking you see,
let's change that now.
Man, fuck that. Because I don't want to forget what I'm trying to say.
Go ahead.
If you a slave,
go ahead, bro.
And you see your man's getting tied up, and you about to get tied up. And then you see like both of them with the whips, and you seeing both of them, one going to him, one going to you. At that point, you don't give a fuck which rope you get.
All right, let me ask you then.
The same thing, you get your ass whooped.
Perfect. So let me ask you.
So it's like, is it really a difference?
This is that analogy, right? You get to choose the whip. Anywhere in any universe would you ever choose the whip that's gonna hurt more?
But what hurts more? You ain't gonna know.
I'm saying whichever whip hurts more. Let's assume you know.
This
whip is
worse.
That
changes it though.
But you do know in relationships, you know which one go hurt more.
No, not if you love the person. No,
I'm saying
I love this person more than the last person I loved a lot. Like damn, I love you more than the last person I love.
What you talking about? Like, that's what I was saying, chase the nine. We know how whips and slaves and what are we talking about? We already. I'm comparing it to past episode.
I'm comparing it to different strokes of pain. That's why I use the whip, because it's different strokes of pain. Like, you basically saying like you basically giving me two options to deal with pain, but I'm still dealing with pain. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'd rather not feel pain. Like, in that sense, like, I'd rather not be whipped at all. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I use that, because it's like, okay.
So you would rather not be in love at all?
And that's what makes you think, yeah, possibly. I think sometimes I'm
Do you think it's out of fear of the pain?
No, I don't think it's out of fear of the pain, because I felt the pain, so it's nothing to be fearful of it anymore. It's just something I don't want to deal with. It's almost like if you almost drown.
Well, I mean, nobody wants.
If you almost drown, would you go swimming again? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I've almost drowned.
Well, I mean, okay, that was maybe a good comparison, but
no, but I mean, I'm different.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, my thing is if you the first time or the first couple times you went swimming, like, you almost drowned or something always happens, like, are you gonna be quick to get in the water again? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I look at it. Like, it's like, if you dealt with the pain, you know what can come from it, you're going to be a little bit slower and a little bit more choosy about how you do it. Now, this is my
question. Do you think that makes you better or worse?
I don't know. Like I said, I at this point, I just don't think it matters. Because it's like, I feel like if I change it, I don't think I'm going to not feel getting hurt the same. Like, I might be like, okay, I could take this little heartbreak a little, but at the same time, it's like, is that because I'm getting older? Is it because it's another heartbreak? There's so many different variables that can be involved to why you feel like you got hurt less, to where it'd be hard to gauge, like, if that really makes a true difference in being hurt. You know what I mean? Like, being prepared for it or not being prepared for it. Like, can you be prepared for it? Like,
absolutely.
like I said, man, it's subjective. Like,
Yeah, no, it is.
there's probably plenty of people out there watching. It was like, I tried to make sure that I didn't move states to see him. I tried to make sure I didn't give him all my money. I tried to make sure I didn't talk to him too much.
You know, we already discussed this on that last episode when I was in Portland. Like, love, we already understand is unhealthy naturally. You know what I mean? Like, love doesn't make you make the most logical decisions. So, you know, understanding that it's all about just being prepared for what's to come. So it's not like you gotta accept the reality. This could go good or this could go bad. Let me just make sure it's a good choice. So let me make sure whoever I'm gonna attempt to fall in love with and build something with, let me make sure they check all my boxes and go from there. And it sounds like you're on the right path. I think you're just afraid of like finding something good but not being the perfect match. And that's, you know, that's just life. You know, you just gotta. But it don't matter. Ain't no rush. Got a hell of time. Niggas young. You know.
Yep, that's it. Drunk Tours Podcast. Appreciate y'all listening. Like, share, subscribe. Follow us on social media. Just appreciate you for tapping in.
For sure.